Two topics for today. One is the Mudra, and the other one is a little discussion, little lecture on Dharna. That means concentration. Okay, so let's start with the Mudra. Today's Mudra is Kaki Mudra. You have already gotten the names of all the mudras. So Kaki, K-A-K-I, Kaki Mudra. Let me tell you how it's described in our scriptures. As you know, all our scriptures are in Sanskrit. So it's a Sanskrit language. So Kak Chanchu Vadasyen Pibed Ayum Shane Shane Kaki Mudra Bhavedeshaha Sarv Rog Vinashane. What does it mean? Inhale slowly through the mouth, shaping it like the beak of a crow. Kak. Kak means a crow. See, yogis, they really watched the nature, learned from the nature, then they practiced and they saw the benefits. And that's how they told us. So this is learned from a crow. So inhale slowly through the mouth, shaping it like the beak of a crow. And what are we inhaling? Vayu. We bathe Vayum Shane Shane. Shane Shane means slowly. This is Kaki Mudra. What does it do? It is the destroyer of all ailments. Sarv Rog Vinashini. Kaki Mudra Paramudra Sarvatantreshu Gopitaha Asya Parmad Matren Kak Vanirujjo Bhavet. By practicing this mudra, a relief from all disorders is achieved. Just like a crow, one becomes free from disease. Free from disease. So how do we do it? First of all, it can be practiced at any time when the air is relatively pure. So that's why early in the morning is better, or late at night. It should not be performed if the air is too cold. That means outside during winter. So how do we do it? Sit in any comfortable meditation asana. Padmasana, Sukhasana, Vajrasana, Siddhasana, okay, any asana. With head and spine straight and the hands resting on the knees. Because you don't need your hands to do this mudra. Just bring your hands down on your knees. Close the eyes and relax the whole body. Because you don't want to do it just quickly. You want to make sure that your body is fully rested and ready to do this mudra. So close the eyes and relax the whole body and then open the eyes. So first close the eyes, then open the eyes and perform Nasikagra Drishti. That means both the eyes are looking at your tip of the nose. Nasika Agra. Okay, so tip of the nose. So focusing both eyes on the nose tip, try not to blink the eyes throughout this practice. And how is a crow's beak? It's protruding. It's like this. So a crow's beak and inhale the air. So it's just like inhale the air slowly, deeply through your pursed lips. When you cannot inhale anymore, close your mouth and exhale slowly through the nose. When you are doing it, be aware of the flow and sound of the breath and of the nose tip. So you're looking at the nose tip, you're inhaling, then exhaling without blinking the eye. Okay. So be aware of the flow and sound of the breath and of the nose tip. And how long we should do it? It can be continued for as long as it is comfortable for you. But make sure that your eyes don't get strained, because you're supposed to keep your eyes open, keep looking at the nose tip. So do it. Repeatedly you can do it, but make sure your eyes are not strained. This mudra has a cooling effect in the body. It can be performed after the heating pranayams to balance the body. And what are the heating pranayams? The Bhasrika pranayam is a heating pranayam. Surya Bhed Kumbhak is a heating pranayam. So after that, you can do this Kaki mudra. And what are the precautions? As I said earlier, don't do it in a cold air. And don't do it when it's a polluted air. Okay. And the benefits of this, even though in Sanskrit it said all the ailments, but basically it soothes our mental tension. It is good for the people who are suffering from high blood pressure. And the membranes of the mouth, if your mouth stays dry, it will stimulate your digestive, that secretions from the mouth also, and then digestion in your stomach also. So in other words, digestive power. So when your digestion improves, that's why a lot of other disorders, a lot of other ailments, they get the relief from this. Okay. So digestive problem could be you cannot digest food properly, or you cannot eliminate properly. So try to do this. Okay. So that's why it said Sarv Rog Vinashine. Sarv Rog Vinashine. Okay. So any question? Very simple mudra to do. You can do it every single day. You can incorporate that into your daily routine.
Hersh, can you just repeat the whole process?
Okay. Comfortable position.
Yep.
In any meditation asana, head and spine straight. You don't want to go like this and do it. You want to make sure your head, spine, neck erect. Hands on your knees. It could be in the Gyan Mudra or it could be in the Chin Mudra. First, close your eyes. Try to relax the whole body. Open the eyes and perform the Nasikagra Drishti. Both the eyes on the tip of the nose. And again, make sure at that time your head is straight. So both eyes focused on the tip of the nose. Try not to blink the eyes. Then a crow's beak. So that kind of that's what you have to do with your lips. Like this. Okay. So protruding lips. So shaping the mouth like a crow's beak. And inhale slowly. As long as you can. There's a sound also. So almost like you are drinking drinking air through your mouth. Okay, so slowly, evenly Keep your attention on the sound. Keep your attention on the tip of the nose. Keep your back straight. At the end of the inhalation, close your lips and slowly exhale through both the nostrils. Okay? Do as many times as you want to. Make sure your eyes don't feel the strain. Okay? And you keep your drishti on your tip of the nose. Okay? Got it?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So practice it and then let me know about it. Do you like it or no? Or did you get any kind of a benefit from it? Yes, Nishi.
Is there a small hold over there when you
No.
no hold?
There's no hold. You just take all the way in, then start exhaling.
Okay.
Slowly. But both inhalation and exhalation are slow.
Okay.
Okay. Don't just do it fast then. So, but there's no hold. There's no kumbhak. It's not a pranayam. So no kumbhak.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So let's look at some of the details of dharana. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this term dharana. Dharana means dharan karna. Dharana. Okay. It comes before dhyan, and dhyan means meditation. And dhyan is before samadhi. Right? So it goes from dharana, dhyan to the samadhi. Okay. It's mentioned in the Raj Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and a lot of other scriptures also. Concentration. Okay. Because average mind, what does this do? It's scattered. Average mind is scattered. So we need to bring it under our control. That's what dharana is. Because if we pay attention to our mind, it just goes every which way. So that's why concentration is bringing the scattered mind to a point of focus. Because it's only through concentration the mind can fulfill its true potential. In concentration, all mental energies are brought to bear on one object or idea. That's what dharana is. That's what we are trying to dharan karna. It could be object or it could be an idea. Let me take you to the words in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, in third chapter, the very first verse, that's where Patanjali is giving us the definition of dharana or concentration. He says, Desh bandh chittasya dharana. So dharana is the binding of the mind to one place, object or idea. Okay. So place, object or idea. So remember this definition in today's lecture. That is, definition is coming from a yoga guru. Because mind of a average person, as I said earlier, or a beginner student, it rebels against the efforts. The more you want to concentrate, the more it likes to rebel. That's why I always hear from students, oh, I want to meditate, but my mind is not letting me. It gets more agitated. It's very difficult. So that's why the yogis, they gave us this technique, object, idea, or place for a sustained length of time. First, let's look at where does the mind go? Because mind is very powerful. Its hidden potential is there, but it is veiled by instincts, impulses, emotions, moods, sentiments, whims, and fancies. So even though the mind is a devata, our Vedic scriptures, that's what they called. It's a devata, but the Devic power is hidden under all of these. Some of these we are familiar with. Some of these emotions, they just come and go like a wind. Instinct. We all have two kinds of instincts. Very powerful instincts. Self-preservation and reproduction. See, it's almost like a self-preservation means hunger. Hunger arises. And here goes our concentration. Lust is another one. That is from reproduction. So that's an instinct. We all have that. But we got to just make sure that we know the power of mind. We got to make sure that our mind can overturn these instincts when those instincts are not needed. And what is a impulse? There are three kinds of impulses: knowing, analyzing, and training. All of this is like a conscious and unconscious mind. Sometimes it just gets burdened by it. So we should know our power. So then others also, you can look at it the same way. The rest of them also, whether there are moods, our moods, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad. We got to have a control over our moods also. Whims and the fancies also. Okay, so we go through all these, but as a meditator, as a yoga abhyasi, we got to understand that no, I am different than that. I am the Atma, and I want to realize that. That is self-realization. Sometimes people even talk about these hormones, or the hormones which are being secreted from our glands, whether it's a thymus gland or a pineal gland or a parathyroid gland. We just become weaker because we give power to these hormones more. But the yogic science says that if we can control our mind properly, if we can control this restless mind, it can not only control our emotions and the imaginations and the fancies and the moods, but it can even control these hormones also. There's an analogy which is used in yogic scriptures. They say it's like this mind gets disturbed like a disturbance in the lake. And when the water is disturbed in the lake, you really cannot see the bottom. But if you can make that lake still and clear, you can see what is at the bottom. So that's why the practice of concentration is very, very key practice for yoga abhyasis, because it stills the waves of our mind. And when the thoughts are stilled, we can see the reflection. We can really know who we are. The experience of our own true nature. So the purpose of concentration or dharana is to wash off all the impurities, to gather together the dissipated energies of our mind. Because all those energies, my mental energies, are being dissipated with all these different moods and the instincts and the impulses which I talked about earlier. And to lead the concentrated mind along one channel to the state of super consciousness. So that's why dharana culminates into dhyan and dhyan culminates into samadhi. So that's how important it is. So that's why Rishi Patanjali said, it is an internal mental process. See, when you look at the whole diagram of Raj Yoga, Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam. These are called outer limbs of yoga. Then comes Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. Those are internal limbs. So this is something which we are doing it internally. So internal mental process. It's not a muscular exercise. So it takes place entirely within the field of consciousness, and it is directed by our will. Will. Continued attention leads to concentration. Attention. So attention is needed, effort is needed for dharana. Do you need...
Rita has a question. Rita?
Who has a question?
Rita.
Yes, Rita.
Can you please repeat that purpose of dharana, which definition you said?
Yeah, you can always go back also where it's recorded. Can you do that, Rita? Yeah, just listen to it again over there, because otherwise what happens, we don't have much time to go back and forth. Otherwise, I won't be able to finish the whole thing. Sorry. Okay. So I was saying that continued attention is needed. It's not that you do it for a little while and then don't do it. You got to just make sure you take it seriously. Do it for a prolonged period of time. So the attention is therefore preliminary to concentration. Attention. So you pay attention to where you are trying to concentrate. It could be, it starts out with the voluntary attention, then it becomes involuntary attention. Voluntary attention is, yeah, you are seated down, you are aware of what you are doing, and you are voluntarily, you are trying to concentrate. Okay, you are developing this practice. But we should understand that this is absolutely necessary so that our awareness does not get swayed away. So that's why this voluntary means a definite technique and a definite process. Only then it will help us to train our mind. For example, you should set aside a definite time each day for this purpose. Morning and evening hours are the best. Concentration should be practiced under favorable circumstances. That means you should be alone. And you should have a determination. That's why I said strong willpower is needed. Determined not to be disturbed for a certain length of time. If you've decided to do your dharana for half an hour, phone away. Half an hour, close the door if there are other people in your house. Tell them that this is my time alone. Whether you want to call it a meditation or concentration or just alone time, whatever you want to call it, but that strong willpower is needed. The room should be quiet, clean, and airy. The light should not be bright. Temperature should be moderate. You don't want to keep it too hot or too cold. Otherwise, your attention is only in outside. You got to just go from outside to inside. Never do this practice immediately after a meal, because that will definitely cause you drowsiness, sleepiness, laziness. And do not try to do this practice when you are physically or mentally tired. It's not a relaxation. If you are physically or mentally tired, you relax. It's not a relaxation. A lot of yoga teachers these days, that's where they mess it up. Okay, it's not a relaxation. It's a highest level of alertness to go inward. So concentration is easy when the posture is steady, when the mind and body are relaxed, and also when the nerves have been purified by pranayama. So that's why daily pranayama is very important. Do not practice concentration in shavasana, otherwise you'll fall asleep. You got to keep your back, head, and neck straight. So mind should be untroubled and free. It should not be occupied by the worldly worries. You can tell the mind that these worries which often come into my mind, I'll deal with them after my concentration. Don't think about what is happening in the outer world. Okay? The outer world gonna be there to deal with later on. But during your concentration, do not just keep on churning about that. Okay? And the yogi gurus, they have given us several methods also when you are doing it. They knew that this our mind of ours is a monkey mind, or even a drunkard monkey's mind. So they said, in your mind, tell yourself this kind of attitude. The first is assume an attitude of detachment, which we talked about last week. So you should gently close your eyes, withdraw the senses from the external world, and say to yourself, who am I? I am not the body, I'm not the senses, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm not the ego. That's a detachment. This is a detachment. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect. I am the soul, wants to become one with the super soul. This is the attitude. You got to remind yourself that this is who you are, but we have forgotten that. So when you sit down and concentrate, voluntarily you are doing it, not involuntarily, but voluntarily. Assume that position and tell yourself, I'm not the body, senses, mind, emotion, impulses. I am the all-pervading Atma. How can these emotions disturb me? I am the master of this mind. I am completely detached. So these are the positive thoughts. And slowly you will see that your mind will listen to you. Second method, the yogi gurus say, try to be a mere witness. Observing silently the thought waves arising in the mind. So detach your mind from yourself. You are the observer. Do not associate with the passing thoughts, but simply watch them flit by. And then there are various types of concentration. The object, I said, it has to be a particular object. It could be a gross object. It could be a subtle. It could be outer. It could be inner. It could be objective, subjective, and infinite. There are so many different objects. These are all objects. So the choice of the object is an important consideration because it has to be pleasant. Because if the object is pleasant to me, I'll be able to concentrate on it better. I can focus on it better. In the beginning, the yogis say that we should concentrate on external object, such as a point, a diya, the flame of the diya. The diya should not flicker though. It has to be straight. Picture of God or the Guru. Gaze should be steady, but there should be no strain in the eye. Intensity of concentration is more important than duration of practice. So that means just do not just first sitting think that I'm going to do 1 hour of concentration. Start with the small durations, but with the full intensity, strong willpower. But after a while, the time span should slowly be increased. The nasal gaze and the frontal gaze are also effective. Okay, nasal gaze is just like we did it in the Kaki Mudra. And frontal gaze is something in front of you, little away from you. And all these different methods are based upon our own temperament. But once we have chosen a method, do not deviate away from it. Practice it faithfully for at least for a period of time. I would say 3 months regularly, every single day. Try to do it twice a day, but at least once a day, definitely. Don't skip a day. Practice it. Okay, on just one thing, whether it's a flame or on the picture. So external, start with the external. But you can concentrate later on a word or sound also. Because you have learned how to keep your eyes open at one point and concentrate for a long period of time. Now you can close your eyes. You can concentrate on the sound of Om. Just only create the vibrations. Do not say Om. Or you can just have a mental image of Om. When this subtle form is established in the mind becomes steady. Or if this is too difficult for you, The Yogi Guru says concentration on inhalation and exhalation. We are all breathing all the time. Just sit straight, bring your mind towards your inhalation, exhalation. Do not change your inhalation, exhalation, just normal breathing. Bring your mind on your breathing. Your concentration will improve. You can also just concentrate on the breath and feel the vibration of Om also. You can combine these two together. That's how you bring home this wandering mind of yours. You are giving your mind this breathing as well as this vibration. Okay. And third one is concentration on a mental image. So it's not outside the picture of your guru or a god. Internally, you are seeing the picture of your guru or god. You will see that if you do practice this wholeheartedly, you will have some experiences. Even in dharana, you'll have some experiences. You might visualize some light, some colors, some sounds. But remember, these experiences are just bright milestones. They are not the goal. They're only milestones on the path of progress. They help us, they inspire us, but we should not start telling everybody about it. Only person we need to talk about it, these experiences are with our guru, nobody else. Otherwise, we start advertising, and the other students will say, or the aspirants will say, I experienced this. And you say, how come I didn't experience that? No, then it becomes a hurdle, obstacle. So do not dwell on them. Consider them just a milestone. They are only byproducts of concentration. The real goal is ultimate truth and realization. Do not get stuck in these milestones. There are more advanced methods of concentration also, like Agya Chakra. Those chakras, they are located inside our body, the energy centers, especially the higher ones. You don't want to concentrate on the lower ones. Lower ones you want to concentrate on only when your body is not functioning properly, for the benefit of the bodily functions. But to elevate your awareness up towards the super consciousness state, you want to start from the heart and the throat, and especially the Agya Chakra. So in the scriptures, they talk about Bindu Bhedan, Madhu Vidya, Shakti Chalni. These are some of the terms used when we concentrate on our energy centers. Bindu Bhedan especially is very powerful in certain traditions. That you imagine a dot over here, just concentrate on the dot, and you will see the dot of light moves into the Sahasrara Chakra. So, but initially, if you start doing it, you'll definitely get a lightheaded, or you might experience some tensions. So don't do that. Don't do that in the beginning. Those are advanced. Okay. So concentration, just remember, dharana is the key to move into the dhyan. So everybody starts from dharana. Okay, concentration, meditation, then comes samadhi. So it really opens the gates of our meditation, this concentration. A person of ordinary intellect with highly developed concentration is more creative in the outer fields also than a highly intelligent person with a poor concentration. So this concentration does not only help us in the path of spirituality, it helps us in the external field also. But concentration is not just a substitute for action. We are in a karma yoni. It's not that we're going to keep on sitting and concentrating. No, we got to do the action also. But it does assist us in our actions. So steady practice, clean nervous system, relaxed mind. That's how we just gain power over this monkey mind. Okay, so I can talk and talk about it, but the real thing is practice. So now it's up to you. What kind of a will you have? Do you want to practice it? So start practicing. Start practicing. Just like asana, we need to practice. Nobody else can do it for us. The same way, this dharana also, we got to do it. Nobody else can do it for us. If you are confused whether I should do it on a physical object or a mantra or a sound or a breath, that we can talk about. But ultimately, you have to do it. Just make a commitment that next 3 months, I'm going to do it. Every single day, just 3 months, not for the rest of your life, 3 months. Once a day at least, and see the effect of that. Do you really feel what these rishis are telling us we'll get out of this practice or not? We cannot just discard it right away. First, we have to practice. If it doesn't work, then you can just write about it or talk about it. But first, practice it the way they have told us to do it. Okay, so 11:15. If anybody has a question, or I think Jyoti has a little announcement again today. So, but question answers will do. Even on that Kaki Mudra also, if you need to ask about something, or this Dharana also. Okay, so Dharana, we just don't start doing the Dhyana right away. Okay, Dharana in Hindi, Dharana करते हैं, ध्यान लगता है. Okay, so that means the effort is needed in the Dharana. In the Dhyana, you don't need any effort. Spontaneously, you will see that the object of your concentration, there is almost like a channel between you and that. Could be your Guru, God, whatever you're concentrating upon. Okay, so Jyoti, you want to take over from here?
Sure. So everybody knows that we're having this workshop this coming Saturday. It's on perspective of yogi's perspective on death. And it starts at 10:30 till 1:30. It's a 3-hour workshop. It is a workshop where you have to register on the website. For those of you who need help with that, you can always call me. But there's a 2-step process for that. You first go into our website. Here, maybe I can share a screen. See this? Are you able to see this?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the perspective on death. First thing you just is you go and register here. You'll get a form, you'll get name, phone number, email address, and how you want to pay will be there. So register and submit, then come back here and press donate and pay there. It says PayPal. You don't have to have a PayPal account. you can just hit donate with debit or credit card. So when you press credit card, you just enter all your information in here and donate. And that's your way of paying for the class, for the workshop. If you have any other questions, you can call me. I can walk you through it. Yep.
Jyoti, that was not on the home page. I think you went to calendar, so we need to tell everybody.
No,
thought
it's on the home page.
It is on the home page itself?
Yes.
So calendar. Okay, thank you.
Here again.
Okay.
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Here's the home page. So the home page looks like this. So you scroll down, you come to this workshop, register, and donate. You have till Thursday to register. You will be sent a link on Saturday morning. It'll be your personal link.
Can you tell us a little bit more on the breakdown of the topics in the yogi's perspective of death?
Hershey.
Oh, yes, Urmil. What really happens when a person is dying with the physical body? Okay, so there are different stages. And what do the scriptures, our yogi gurus talk about? What do they say about this physical death? So the philosophy behind it. Okay, that's what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so
some people said, oh, that might be very depressing, and they were not sure.
It's very.
So I told them
it's not depressing at all. No. It's not depressing. This is something we all need to know. It's not depressing. In fact, it's very educative.
Okay. I have to tell her.
I remember we did this workshop back when we had, together at the couple of years ago.
Yeah, I have my notes.
And it gives a true understanding of grief as well. So it's a very important workshop.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they wanted to go through this workshop again. So that's why I'm doing it. So if it was depressing, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm just saying for the people who commented.
Yeah, people who, new people.
On their behalf.
No, this is all the information is from the yogic scriptures. At what really happens, and we all need to know, because one of these days, got to leave this body, vacate this.
Hello, Hershey. Hershey, this is Raj.
Yes, Raj.
And about the death experience, I just wanted to comment. As physicians, we all understand or think that we knew kind of what death is about after having, seen it for so many patients over decades. But few things I read online, and it was absolutely unbelievable that spiritually I knew nothing about it. And that's why I was so interested for you.
That's what I heard from Manju also. Manju Malhotra, she's also a physician. So that's what she told me too after attending the last workshop. So I like to have the physicians in the class. Definitely, scientifically, you know more than I do. So it's nice to hear your viewpoint also. Because I talk what I read or what I heard from my Guruji. That's all I do. And what the scriptures talk about. So.
But we never really knew what patients are going through.
Yes, you don't know their mind, right?
Absolutely not. And
right.
I think after learning even a little bit, it might change my options of end of life, what I want to do. And I think that's why it will be very nice to hear it in detail, what you have to tell us.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
No, we'll
Thank you.
enjoy it.
So
Um,
Bossy, this is Poonam's. Yeah, quick
Yes,
question. So this is not a Zoom class. It's only for in person.
No, this is a Zoom class. This
Oh,
is
it is.
This is definitely a Zoom class. Yeah, we are not doing any in-person classes.
Okay, so I can just pay online and then I'll get a link sent to me.
You'll get the, yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Saturday, Poonam, we do have kids class from 10 to 10:30 because Poonam is from, she's in Europe. So that's why she's asking. So kids class we'll have. And then this class, this workshop, we're gonna have it on a different link, and then you can quickly hop into the different link, okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, thanks.
Rhonda just asked a question whether this class is access one time or is it forever? This is a one-time workshop. Sign up.
Workshops are only one time. We might be repeating it again, just like this we did before, but there's always something added, subtracted, depending upon the questions also. So it's not exactly the same thing, but it's not a continuation, no. It's 3 hours of workshop on this topic. And then in December, every other month, we are going to have a workshop. Because in this 45 minutes, I cannot finish some of the topics. That's the reason we decided to have workshops. And then, of course, with your support, it helps the ashram also financially to keep our doors open. So that's another reason too. Okay. But the small topics, we'll just always do it like this, open classes, anybody can come. You can attend a half class, full class.
Hershey, Rita Chawla has a question and then Manju Malhotra.
Okay, all right, Rita.
Rita, unmute yourself.
Yeah, Rita, unmute yourself. Yes.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to ask for Dharana, are the eyes open all the time or they're closed?
Initially, if you have never done it before, eyes open. Try to concentrate with your eyes open, because in the beginning, if you close your eyes right away, your mind will start to wander. So it's a good idea to practice for a few days or few weeks with your eyes open. Okay, you can sit in front of the altar, keep looking at the feet of your guru or guide. Make sure it's very pleasing to you. And then you will see that automatically you will like to close your eyes. And then still keep your concentration on your focal point. Okay, imagine that Guru is sitting right here, inside me or God or a light, anything inside. That's why I gave you several, but do not keep on changing the object of your concentration. Because a lot of people, they make that mistake. They start doing it, they'll talk to somebody else and somebody will say, no, this is better. Then they hop. And their own practice becomes weaker. Don't do that. See, that's why it's very important to have a guru. Guru tells you, this is what you're supposed to do, and you just do it blindly. And then you see the benefit. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, Manju, you have a question?
Manju Malhotra.
Yes, Namaste, Hershey. I'm
Namaste,
sorry. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
No, I don't have a question. I just thought, since someone asked, is it a Zoom class or a real workshop? So maybe we need to stress it a few times.
Yeah.
Okay, that it is a Zoom class. Nobody show up at the ashram. It's not a regular workshop.
Yeah, it is a Zoom
because
class. Yeah, in person we are not meeting.
Maybe we will announce it every day.
Rita has a question. Rita.
Thank you.
Rita Bhatia?
Chawla.
Oh, Rita Chawla. Okay. Yes, Rita.
No, do I? No.
No, Rita Chawla.
No, I already asked.
Okay. How about Nishta?
Okay.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I signed up for the class, abhi maine kara, but I wanted to send it on to a couple of people. So can we have, I mean, I do see their description, but isse zyada, can we put something in a bullet point kind of a format so I can
work on that today, if that helps. Definitely.
Hanji,
I'll do that.
Hanji, Hanji.
But
It
they
will.
have to,
Thank
they
you.
have to go to the same website and register there, Nishta, okay?
Right, right. But I want to first.
Yeah, you want
because-
some more detail? Sure, I'll
Yeah,
try.
more detail. Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Jyoti, I'll
And
give
then-
that information to you. Maybe you can add there, or maybe put
Okay.
some
Okay.
another.
I can maybe add it on there. We'll see.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, I'll
or
send
even
it to you.
I was even thinking if there's an excerpt from the previous, because it sounds like you've done it before. If there's a excerpt that little short video clip from the previous one, that would be
We
It
don't
was
helpful.
have to
not.
do-
It was not recorded, Nishta. We never recorded anything before. So,
Acha, acha.
but I will definitely give some more detail on it then.
Okay, and then one more thing, मैंने आपको बोला था, I would like to have you also work on another workshop on depression, because
Yes,
I mean that's
yes.
another thing a lot of people are asking about. So
Sure, sure. That is on my list to do. Yeah, definitely, Nishta. I'll do it soon. Okay.
perfect, thank you.
And
Yes.
Jonathan has a question. Jonathan?
Jonathan? Yes, Jonathan.
I was just, I might be getting ahead of ourselves, but when you're transitioning from Dharna to Dhyan, will you be talking about that transition? Like, is it gradual? Are you aware of what's happening?
Yeah, it is gradual, first of all, and it's very spontaneous also. When you don't have to make an effort, when your mind does not go away from your object of your concentration, it just stays there without any effort, that is Dhyan. Okay, so, and some days it may happen quickly, other days it may not. It's not that once you have become a seasoned meditator, you stay like that. No. We can't even do the physical postures with the same kind of a balance after a little argument with somebody. The same thing happens with our concentration and meditation too. Okay. So it happens. We'll talk about it. I think in maybe in a few weeks, we'll talk about Dhyan, and then we'll talk about Samadhi also. Because these are the 3 stages. But right now, just remember, in concentration, there are 3 things. You are aware of your body or yourself, like a physical self I'm talking about, and your mind also. You are aware of your making the effort, and you are aware of the object of your concentration. So there are 3 things. When the effort drops down, then it becomes meditation, which is Dhyan. Okay, from 3 to 2. And then in Samadhi, awareness of yourself drops down too. It's only 1. And what is that 1? That object, which is a divine object. Because in meditation, you start looking at the divinity in that object. In concentration, you are not looking at the divinity yet. You are just only trying to concentrate your scattered mind into that object. Okay, so does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so it happens very spontaneously, but do not expect that every time it will happen initially. But eventually you just sit, you're trying to concentrate, and you don't even know when you're meditating. And from meditation, you don't even know when you're in Samadhi. And how do we know? How do we really know the difference whether I was in Samadhi or in a deeper meditation or just a concentration? Concentration, you're concentrating for 15 minutes and it seems like an hour. In meditation and Samadhi, you are sitting for an hour and it seems like a few minutes. Because you have climbed above the time and place. And another thing you will see that little changes in your own personality. You could be concentrating for hours and hours, but you don't have control over your emotions, over your impulses. You get disturbed very easily. But if you are a good meditator and you have reached the Samadhi also here and there, you have full control over your emotions. You get angry when there's a need to get angry. And all of you does not get angry. Part of you can still stay very stable, just like we saw Monday in the Lord Shiva's personality. Only a little hair out of him got upset. The rest of him was still concentrating, meditating in samadhi. Even after his beloved left the body. That's what happens. Okay, so that's how we know whether we are elevating ourselves or not.
I think Poonam has a question. Poonam Bhatia.
Yes,
Yeah,
Poonam?
just quick question. There's no cutoff to sign up for this class, right? Because my schedule changes every minute. So I know I can't sign up in advance.
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday is the cutoff. Okay.
It's okay,
and it's
Poonam.
3 hours?
Friday, Poonam.
Friday? Okay. And it's 3
Friday.
hours?
3 hours.
3 hours.
10:30 our time, Chicago time, 10:30 to 1:30.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Friday. Okay. Oh, hopefully I'll get it done. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let us know if you can't. I mean, you are in a different kind of a time zone also. Let us know. We can always make exceptions.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. And I have one more question, Mosi,
Sure.
about Dhyana and Samadhi and stuff. So last week I was sitting, I know it was not Samadhi. I was just sitting in Dhyana, I guess, or concentration. And I was aware of what I was doing. I was aware of sounds around me and everything. But my eyes were closed and I just, felt this really bright light, like very, I don't know, very clear, very bright, very white. But I was aware of it, that I'm seeing it. And I literally had to open my eyes because I felt it was so bright that my eyes were hurting. What was that? Was it just my figment of my imagination or?
No,
but I was
it's
aware
not
of everything.
imagination. It's not imagination, because if you are still hearing things, this hearing goes away after a long time. So even in samadhi, you are still hearing. So you could be in samadhi, but you are hearing the sounds. Okay, so this glimpses of the light, and then you should really check inside. Do you feel peaceful after that? After samadhi, you feel peaceful.
Yeah, I mean, I felt very peaceful and I felt like presence of Nanaji around me, which is really weird feeling.
That's a samadhi. That's the samadhi when you feel uplifted, you feel elevated, you feel peaceful. Okay, but the hearing part, in samadhi, you will still hear the sounds. Very high level of samadhi, then the hearing goes away too. Okay, so there are the degrees of samadhi, and when I talk about samadhi, I'll go over in detail about this also. Okay.
But what was that light that I felt? It was flashing that I had to open my eyes.
That light is God's light, divine light. That's what that light is. In samadhi, often you see the light. Okay? That form is just a grosser form. The reality is the light, and that's what you saw. Okay?
Okay.
Just enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Nana, do you have a question?
No.
Okay.
No?
Great.
Okay. So now anybody wants to, I think Kamla wants to sing every Wednesday. Kamla? Are you there?
यदि किसी और ने गाना तो आप पूछ लीजिए.
No, if you are ready, you can sing.
Okay, ठीक है.
Yeah, before the class, if people can tell us if somebody else wants to sing, please let us know, because we want to give opportunity to everybody. But if we know in advance, then we don't waste time, because a lot of people, they need to leave this class also by certain age time. So, okay, thank you. Thank you, Kamla.
Thank you. बनवारी रे जीने का सहारा तेरा नाम रे, मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे. बनवारी रे जीने का सहारा तेरा नाम रे, मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे. झूठी दुनिया झूठे बंधन, झूठी है ये माया, झूठा सांस का आना जाना, झूठी है ये काया, हो यहाँ साचा तेरा नाम रे, बनवारी रे, जीने का सहारा तेरा नाम रे, मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे, रंग में तेरे रंग गई गिरधन, छोड़ दिया जग सारा, बन गई तेरी प्रेम में जोगन, लेकर मन एक तारा, हो मेरी बाह पकड़ लो शाम रे, बनवारी रे, जीने का सहारा तेरा नाम रे, मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे, दर्शन तेरा जिस दिन पाऊं, हर चिंता मिट जाए, जीवन मेरा इन चरणों में प्यार की ज्योत जगाए, हो मुझे प्यारा तेरा धाम रे, बनवारी रे, जीने का सहारा तेरा नाम रे, मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे, बनवारी रे, जीने का सहारा तेरा नाम रे, मुझे दुनिया वालों से क्या काम रे. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, Kamla. Beautiful. Really
Thank you.
enjoyed it.
Thank you.
So